how seller funding is helping Amazon sellers.
That it's almost a one-stop shop for everything that you need in terms of your financial services for e-com businesses. For the past 3 months, we're going to look at each one of those months. They've made at least $25,000.
So it's not just connecting the token, it's connecting with people. We are not going to fund you, even you have $50,000 a month.
So it makes your payments more manageable when you're paying only the interest up front. 25 pounds is our minimum, and we can go all the way up to $10 million.
Hey guys, and here's Izabella Ritz with Amazon Made Simple from Ritz Momentum. And today we're going to talk about something that is bothering every single seller, every single e-commerce entrepreneur, and just the regular entrepreneur as well, where and how to get more money to increase your sales, to grow your Amazon or to grow your Walmart, whatever business you are doing. Sometimes we're struggling. We don't want to face any banks and we don't want to go to the specific investors because we have fear. We think we're not good enough. We're not a good fit. However, there are some companies that are ready to help you, and they just ready, they want to help you. And today with us, Alexandra Ramirez from Seller Funding. And Ali, thank you that finally you came here to join me, and we are recording this video. And at the end of the day, we will release it with the Russian subtitles, which is mean Russian-speaking people who do not understand English, they will be able to read and understand what are we talking about, which is means seller funding will be open for them with the opportunities. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Izabella. Really, really happy to be here. I know that we had to reschedule it a few times, but I'm really happy that we were able to make it happen.
For sure. Ali, before we will, can I call you Ali in public?
Absolutely.
Cool, because this is what I love. Please tell me a little bit about yourself, because genuinely speaking, we all are associating people with the business and business with the people, because like when you have the seller funding, and everybody knows the seller funding is self-financing company, but when you know people inside and you connected with people, then it's something else. It's already more than just business. It's already relationship. So tell us more.
Absolutely. So I've been with Sellers Funding for about 2 years. Before I was at Sellers Funding, I was working at another financial technology company for about 5.5 years. It was a little different than the e-commerce industry. So I'm just learning every day with people like yourself. And I'm just very excited to be able to meet sellers from all over the world. One of my biggest passions is actually traveling and languages. So I've traveled already about 35 countries, which to some people in this industry is not a lot. To other people, it's a huge amount. So I absolutely love traveling and want to explore more countries as the years progress. And this is actually a great industry to do, be able to enjoy and speak to people from everywhere in the world. I speak Spanish, English, and French, and I'm learning Portuguese, and I speak a little bit of Mandarin as well. So just very excited to continue.
Like based on your biography, I can tell it's an entrepreneurial spirit, even you're working for someone, and at the same time, people who are achieving something for themselves, it's a great indicator they can achieve something for the company, which is mean if they're achieving for the company, they're making it happen for the audience, for their customers.
Yeah,
so
about what we do. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it. About 35 countries. Before I came to United States, I was at 38.
Wow.
So you're very close to me, and then I will feel miserable that I have to keep up. Anyway, it's always good to learn. And talking about worldwide and talking about how many people are everywhere right now, I think we're living in an era where people migrating. So they're moving from one country to another. And it's not just United States anymore with the immigrants inside only. Generally speaking, when you are going to Bali, which is Indonesia, Thailand, Europe, it's a mix of people. It's like very wide diversity for now. So anyway, we're here to share about seller funding. We're not about just to talk. We're not going just to talk and lyrics, put lyrics there. Ali, tell me please, how seller funding is helping Amazon sellers. And it's a wide question, I understand, but we will dig deeper while you will walk us through the.
Absolutely. So sellers funding, its name suggests, of course, that we do funding for e-com sellers, and that's one of the biggest things that we do. However, we're not just a funding company. We are a full suite of services for e-com sellers. All of our services are financial services, of course, and we'll dig into them a little bit later. But I want to make sure that everybody knows that it's almost a one-stop shop for everything that you need in terms of your financial services for e-com businesses. So that's one of the ways that we're able to help sellers not only to grow but scale, and then hopefully successfully exit if that's their goal.
Well, today, I think most of the sellers already realize that to exit is the best way to go about it, because you're investing a little bit and then you have a lot of it.
Absolutely.
It's like you can do it in a very pretty short amount of time. This is like how, generally speaking, we connected, because we're helping people to do that, and you're helping us to make it happen faster. So please tell me, what is the qualification for the seller when he probably will realize, okay, now I need more money, where he's supposed to be, how his sales supposed to look like, and how you can help, and how much time will take your underwriting, and what is the rate? Just tell us everything.
Absolutely. That's a great question. So one of the most important things is our sellers do need to have a business entity registered in the UK, in the US, in Canada, or Australia. That's one of the most important and first and foremost things that we do. They can, however, live outside of those countries, but we do need to make sure their business is fully registered and active, in good standing, basically, in those countries. In addition to that, we do require our sellers for our regular funding products, which we do have a few different ways that we can fund our sellers. We do require them to have at least 6 months of history. And other than 6 months of history, for the past 3 months, we're going to look at each one of those months. They've made at least $25,000 in net sales. So those are the top things that we're going to be looking at. And from there, the connection is very easy with our application. It takes about 4 to 5 minutes to create an account and apply to working capital on our system. It just asks you to connect your token for any of the platforms that you're utilizing, not just Amazon, but we work with Walmart, BigCommerce, Shopify, eBay, all the major players. So you just connect your token, add personal information for the business and yourself, and apply to working capital. And that's really it. It can take between 1 to 3 business days to receive a proposal. And once you actually decide to move forward with your proposal, it can take 1 to 3 business days to be funded as well. So the whole process can take less than a week, as long as you are, communicating with our account managers, which are going to be communicating throughout the entire process with you from the moment you receive a proposal to the moment you receive your money. They'll let you know what documentations we need. If you send them quickly, they'll expedite the process, and it can really take just a few days.
This is awesome. How compatible are rates of seller funding compared to, like, of course, SBA loan is,
Yeah, absolutely.
like, is it compatible?
It's extremely competitive with most of our competitors out there in the space right now. We've been able to beat almost all of them. Anytime that somebody comes in with a proposal, we can review it, and we can definitely see if we can have either a higher amount or a better rate. However, I will say we're not a bank, so we can't always compete with an SBA loan, for example, or something of that nature. But everything that we can do is not a cookie cutter offer. So I really, really always tell our clients, once you do connect your token, reach out to the account manager, which will be introduced to you immediately. This is not a whole bunch of people that you're going to call and get a different person every time you call an 800 number. You will have your direct account manager anytime you connect your token. You'll have a WhatsApp that you can reach out to them, an email, and a phone number. So any questions throughout the process, whether it's to review the rate, whether it's to see if you can get a higher amount, if you can send financials and see if that'll help, we can always review this with our credit team. So keep that in mind. It's not just an offer and that's it. What you see is what you get. No, we can always find different alternatives, maybe connect additional tokens or review additional parts of your business.
So it's not just connecting the token; it's connecting with people.
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest differentiators that I believe that we have. If you go on our Trust Pilot, you're going to see that almost every single one of our reviews mentions one of our account managers or salespeople by name, because they have a very direct communication line with that person, that throughout the entire process they can WhatsApp, they can email, they can call, they can get on a Zoom, any way that feels the most comfortable for that client will be able to accommodate. So it's just
This is
very
awesome.
one-on-one.
This is awesome. When I can compare working capitals that you guys are doing to like mortgage process, right? So I'm not going to compare working capital to working capital, but genuinely speaking, when you're going through the mortgage process, you're talking to like 5 different people at the same time, everybody pulling from you some type of information, and the way that you've been able to structure the approach and the sequence of the actions to the point that one person is responsible for everything and one person is delegating everything else to others is awesome. And if guys, you never did that before, you probably should do something hard first before you'll go to seller funding, because appreciation is coming with the with the previous bad experience. Ali, what is the stop point for you, like, or like no point, like we are not going to fund you even you have $50,000 a month in revenue, we are not going to provide you any capital?
So not having a business entity, unfortunately, is definitely a stopping point. So if you're sole proprietor or you just have an entity outside of the jurisdictions that we work with, is definitely a stopping point. Another stopping point will be not having a business bank account. We do require a true business bank account. It cannot be a virtual receiving account. So if you don't have a business bank account, the good news is that one of our products is a digital wallet. It is a virtual receiving account. So we can actually open a wallet for you. It's free. We'll give you a business bank account number so that you can receive money from different currencies. And you can even pay suppliers in multiple currencies in there. So that's an alternative if you don't have a business bank account to receive funding. And in addition, if you don't want to do the digital wallet, or you'd like to use a different option or alternative, we also have a business card, a prepaid card. It's a Visa logo. It's a virtual Visa card that you can ask for your funding to be loaded on there. And any transaction, you're going to get 1% cash back on it. So when you make payments, let's say you have to make a payment to a supplier via credit card and not via wire, you can utilize this option as well. So there are many options for us for alternatives in case you don't have that business bank account.
So I believe if I'm using your credit card, you're also securing the money, and I'm securing the transaction, because if something like went wrong, I don't know, supplier did some mistake, they didn't ship on time, or like I have a lot of defective rates and something go through, you can always make the chargeback.
And it is
Yes
a
or no?
prepaid card. It's not a true credit card. It's a prepaid card. So you will load a certain amount, and that amount that you make it's what you have in the account is all it is. So for recurring charges, it will stop once there's no additional money in there. But you
Okay.
do have ways to track your transactions and everything through our digital wallet services.
Okay, wonderful, got it. I was just thinking that it probably the credit card with the with the financials that you're providing to people. Another question. So let's assume you've been funded the company with 100K.
Mhm.
How their payment plan looks like? Should they pay from the day one? Should they pay for the amount of money, pay back for the amount of money they've been using, or for the whole amount? So how this payback process is working?
Absolutely. So we actually will send money into, like we said, the business bank account. We will also take the money every 2 weeks from that same business bank account. However, you don't start paying on day one. We do offer, for our regular credit line products, we offer an interest only period. And what that means is we can offer between 4 and 6 months of only paying the interest, so that you move your principal forward. So it makes your payments more manageable when you're paying only the interest up front. And why this is really good is because we all know logistics and supply chain issues are a huge problem for almost everyone in the e-commerce industry, really worldwide, but it really affects our e-commerce sellers the most. So if it takes 2 to 3 months to get your inventory and actually into your marketplace, we are offering that time frame for you to pay very small payments until that money is actually starting to, or until that inventory is starting to make you money, and then you start paying us back larger amounts with the principal. So that's something that's extremely beneficial for our sellers.
Wonderful. What will happen if, for example, 1 month sales of this customer dropped and like no sales? I don't know, something happened. Amazon account suspended, whatever. So what happened next?
So we don't take a percentage of our sales. So we do have regular APR products,
Okay.
and it's just going to be a regular credit line with an interest that accrues every single day. And that one we'll have every 2 weeks. You'll know exactly how much you're going to be paying, because we do send a amortization schedule. So you'll have a schedule of knowing how much that is. Because you have an account manager, you can always reach out to them and let them know what's going on ahead of time to avoid some fees. So if we needed to move the payment a couple days forward or backwards, we can proactively talk to our operations team. So that's the good thing about having a direct line of contact with our team. The other thing is that we also have a revenue advance, which is instead of an APR product, we do a projections of future sales, or a purchase of future receivables. And what that means is that we're going to project how much we believe you're going to be selling in the next 6 to 12 months. And that's how much we're going to be advancing you. And what we do is we take a percentage up front rather than over the course of the year. So we'll take a certain percentage up front. You'll pay every 2 weeks. And what's good about this one is your payments are going to be exactly the same every 2 weeks. So it's easier to plan ahead of time rather than an APR product where the payments will fluctuate due to the amount that is accruing. Our revenue advance actually has a very a specific amount every 2 weeks. And the good thing is that we don't take a percentage of your sales. So you'll know exactly.
So no tie to the equity, no tie to anything.
Absolutely not.
Wonderful. Do you have any penalties or opposite if someone decide to pay it off faster?
Yeah. So if you pay before 90 days, we do have a prepayment penalty. It's a small amount. However, after 90 days, we don't have any prepayment penalties.
How many people are usually paying off faster? Do you have any?
It's not that many. They do have the option, but the reason why is because we don't offer 30-year loans or things of that nature.
Yeah.
We're doing 12 months, 18 months, and 24 months, which is a normal and average amount that people need to pay back these loans. Keep in mind, we do start at $20,000 or $25,000 USD. We also can lend in pounds. So 25 pounds is our minimum, and we can go all the way up to $10 million.
So no pesos.
Not yet.
Okay. Got it. This is awesome. I remember you told me, or I maybe misremember, that you can also provide money for the inventory. Is it also the part of the working capital, or if something else? It's another product.
So that's our third way that we can actually provide funding. We do invoice factoring. So if somebody is working with Vendor Central on Amazon or working with wholesalers, we actually can do invoice factoring for you as well. It's one of our newer products, and that one is highly customizable. We will actually have our credit team review it, and typically we'll get actually on a phone call with your account manager, the credit team, and ourselves to truly customize this to the best of our abilities for what you need in terms of the wholesale or Vendor Central.
Wonderful. So the last question I have right now, probably it's the last one to make it like within our timeline. So if the person, I just want to confirm, is not living in the United States, so they don't have Social Security, but they have a company, they have EIN number, they have address, they have everything, they have bank account, would you be able to fund them so they don't have a hard pull, right?
Correct. There is no hard pull.
No.
And even if you are in the US and you have a Social Security, we don't impact your credit.
This is awesome. So you're not looking into the debt of this person at the moment?
We will, because we do have connection with Amazon and Shopify and things of that nature. So we can see, if there are other debts, for example, Amazon or Shopify directly.
Yeah, but I mean, like the outside of the business, if the person has some debt, that in the like debt to ratio is not affordable. So you're not looking at this. You're, generally speaking, trusting people.
Yeah, we're looking at the business mainly. We do a soft pull, which won't impact their credit, and it gives us an idea. But at the end of the day, the business is really what's the most important and the heaviest part for us.
Well, I love it. And, just a little bit lyrics here. When I moved to United States, I did not understand how everything works because when I was going to the store, I was able to do like pay for myself without cashier. So it was the self checkout, and I was like, nobody's watching. Yeah, when I was calling to some companies and people been just trusting me, like my name, last name, I didn't have to send my passport, I didn't have to send my driver's license and anything. So everything, most of the things are based on trust first and relationship in United States. But it doesn't mean, guys, you have an advantage to lie or to hide something, because lie, it will always come up. And if you'll decide like, okay, I'm going to seller funding just because they don't looking at the stuff, and they probably will not. But if one day the lie will come out, it will not affect you in a good way. So please, if you think you're ready for seller funding, go there right now, because they will increase your sales. They will help you to increase your sales because you will have money to grow. However, if you feel you are not ready, prepare better. Give yourself 1 or 2 weeks to make sure everything will work out on your part, and you will not be like red flag that we're not finding this person anymore. It's just my personal advice based on the experience I saw in the market, especially when people are not doing the legal sales on Amazon. I just want them to be prepared for different coincidences that they might cause.
Yeah, and if they have any questions, anybody watching the recording, feel free to reach out to me to my email. We'll put it here in the description, but it's alexandra@sellersfunding.com, and we'll put our phone number there. And if you need any questions, just feel free to reach out to us.
You can reach out via phone. Just that you can grab her phone number right under this video. I'm not going to post my phone number ever anywhere. So it's a big move. Thank you so much for sharing your phone number, for the information, for the links, and for the special offers for our customers. And I know you're super lenient to them. And thank to all team that you have in house there, because they're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me, Izabella.
Yeah, thank you.